Alright, so here we go. We have game 1 Arabia between Lightcørbo and Wade. So I'm just gonna take a little moment to add the scenes here. This is Lightcørbo playing in the purple as Aztecs and Wade in the blue playing as Huns. So, looking at the woodlines here, should be a decently wallable map. This gold should be possible to secure by walling like here or something, and there's also stone. It's kind of forward and to the sides, but should be okay. Safe woodland in the back here for Wade. For Lightcørbo, he also has the gold scattered to the side, so he will need to wall like outside of the, or to edges of the woodlands to secure, but it doesn't look too bad with woodlands for both players. So Huns and Aztecs, typical Arabia Civil postal. Huns have no need to build houses, so they can just spam out army and keep the aggression going, so that suits. Very much open maps, but this one map is actually quite closable on both sides for the players. So let me just speed up a bit and see what's really coming forward here. Just to catch up in the action. Running into the TC, losing his scout to Wade's TC there actually. So that's bad news for Lightcørbo, but at least he knows his opponent's location. And Wade almost succeeds in laying a few sheep here actually. He's keeping his scouts alive and gathering the intel he needs. He will see that the map will become closed off eventually, but I expect maybe... But it's actually not on the way up yet. I was going to say he will probably open scouts, and there we go, he's going for fuel at 22 pop. But let's see. I'm expecting that Corvo goes for line camp. I'm expecting him to drop barracks soon to go for the men-at-arms. Or maybe it's a straight archer build now. No, there's a barracks. It's actually kind of late with the barracks, so he won't, once he reaches feudal, it won't be ready. So no men-at-arms opening for him, maybe because he lost his scout, but he drops 2 ranges immediately. So this is more kind of a straight archers build. Hello, Erikolu. So there's Wade dropping the barracks with no barracks stables, of course. 2 villagers, but causing some idle time here. For I don't see him being very busy with anything either, but yeah, so 2 rages. Lightcørbo expecting a scout, so he already puts out this Spearman here, but it's not completely closed off yet, so it shouldn't be an issue for Wade scouts to run in and have some fun in Lightcørbo's base. His positioning of Lightcørbo's resources make the quick walling rather easy to secure the resources already. On the goal there shouldn't be a problem to keep the scouts out, and there's a spear also defending. The bear is kind of exposed, but I think it'll save this for now. So pumping out some archers, but Lightcørbo is housed, not anymore. Okay, nice bit of walling here, at least that wouldn't trying to secure the edge there when the scouts will run in at any moment. Lightcørbo is walling towards his TC, so he will force the scouts to go towards the TC here when they come, so that's not a bad move. So here come a few scouts, 3 scouts. So any more in production? No, I don't think so. There's a spear for Wade for some reason as well. Interesting. Maybe he wanted to bring it forward with the scouts to fight against the other spears, but looks a bit indecisive here. It's gonna be walled off on this side eventually. So just hitting the production buildings here to be a little bit annoying, I guess. But there come the archers, and they will likely finish off most of the scouts before they can do any damage at all. So not very successful scouts opening for Wade here. He's below in military numbers. He's slightly ahead in villager count, but he's also walling off himself. Of course, not a bad move, but as Huns, you can't really play on the defensive. You have to keep the aggression up and take map control with military and movement. So if you leave the Aztecs time to boom like this, they're only going to become so much stronger. And Lightcørbo already has 15 archers out. That of course suggests to Wade that his opponent will be staying in feudal for longer, most likely. Let's see at the rest of Lightcørbo is lower in food count than Wade is. But here come the archers forward. They should be able to reach at least this villager from the hill here, if that's where he enters. And fetching is in, no armor. Skirm's already in production for Wade. Actually adding some archers as well. Lightcørbo doesn't really have any scouting intel on his opponent's base because he lost his scout to the TC early on, so he doesn't even know that there are 2 rangers from Wade as well, who is probably thinking about transitioning to cavalry archers later. And the scouts won't get in here, that's just a quick wall on the other side, so I think we'll see the action on Wade's side for now. I think Wade now is pulling his scouts back, maybe to pick off a few archers or something, at least have some defense at home. So this isn't dangerous, but he's even a little bit of weak villager, so if the archers get some hits here, Wade could lose numbers. And I'm pretty sure he won't let Lightcørbo break in here, but we'll see. So here come the skirms. And they have fletching as well actually, so but they're quite. That's 5 skirms to 12 archers, but also Wade is adding archers on his own. And Lightcørbo now sending even more way forward. Now there's 24 archers total, and he will actually be clicking up to Castle Age now, so he will be 50% behind, but if he keeps pressuring now, he's actually inside the Wade space here, and with these numbers you could, looks like you could do one shot, yeah, you can one shot the skirms over here. There goes the skirms, these archers will go down as well unless Wade garrisons them or something, and lots of idle time is cost here. archers continuing to their cast stage. We'd like to see Wade dropping a siege workshop right away. He can afford it. Of course, he has 3 ranges as well. He can make skirms, but I think he. Okay, well, obviously he can't know that his opponent is that much on the way up, but siege would be a nice addition for Wade here, I think. But he picks off a lot of numbers here of Lightcørbo's archers. He's still 23 military. I think he's just restocking at home. Because now there are 11 archers left forward, so the more Wade can get of these, the better. But he's losing numbers himself, and if you could get a juicy mango hit in instead, that would probably be the better call, unless he wants to. Yeah, he's kind of stacking and trying to stack up all gathered archers instead. His army will be cleaned up by a few knights and cav archers. But I think it could have been done more cost efficiently with some siege, maybe 1 mangonel, or because archers don't really stand a chance against mangonels. Now there will be crossbows from Lightcørbo very soon. So again, I feel Wade is playing this very much defensive, and hunts aren't exactly the most defensive civil war. But here are some cavalry archers running forward. Maybe he'll get some hits in. He should be able to reach the woodline now with actually he's missing Bodkin arrow for now, so range is he's missing 1 range. And archers the crossbows and skirms are out here now, so he needs to back off. 20 to 11 military now, and military count pretty much even. How's the eco balance here? So more wood and gold overall for Wade. The KD was very similar as well, but needs to wait for him. Wade needs to wait for more numbers and before he can take a fight. Also dropping siege at home, probably not a bad move. He will knows there will be this army will be going forward at some point, so it's good to be able to get some hits in with the siege here. But Lightcørbo now probably on 2 soon to be 3 TCs. He's even going for a stone here. And his build count is just gonna spike up much more than Wade, who is right now adding his 3rd TC. So that's probably a slight boom lead, but the build count is still oh, it was viewer number 2000 now, corner. Thank you. Guess I'll have to buy you a coffee or something. So the siege workshop foundation is here, but why aren't any builders building it? Not that it's urgent just yet, but so running from now. Still no Bodkin arrow for Wade. He's been adding knights, so that affects the and skirms obviously, so that affects the food count. That could be a reason, but he really needs these upgrades, especially considering there's a huge army of Lightcørbo now going forward. But the workshop is not built; it's just placed the foundation there. So I think Lightcørbo still needs some. He can do damage. He can reach the gold. He can even take the hill here and get some snipes on the needed TC. Even though Wade can obviously garrison here, but this should be hurtful for Wade if he doesn't react. So quick reaction there, but putting back the cav archers again, but against these numbers, 32 military to 15, that's not a fight you can really take. And let's see, did he get? Yeah, Bodkin arrow is in now, but okay, he one-shots this one. Well, he has more HP. He has. They both have the armor upgrade, and the hit and run potential, of course, of the cav archers is great. But the firing rate is kind of slow, so I think he really needs some siege to deal with this effectively. get some picks here. KD virtually the same here. It's also getting ballistics. I believe the Lightcørbo doesn't have ballistics. It has a university. Okay, maybe it doesn't. They're both getting it. So, but it kicks in for Lightcørbo first, actually. I think. Or maybe not. No, there it's in for 8. Yeah. But there's the Mangadel out. Let's see if we can get it. But this could be sniped now, but I suppose if it's not carefully standing close, the Mango can't get a hit. Just to assume the hill here. Nice dodge from Lightcørbo. But there goes a few numbers there. Alright, maybe repair this one or something now and just pull back towards easy. This has dealt with the numbers decently. Look at the KD, 45 to 44 with Lightcørbo with a boom lead now. It's 77 to 63. Also, it's been more or less untouched at home, Lightcørbo, so that's playing to his advantage. Less idle time, more production. Let's see if Wade can get a hit in here. I feel it's kind of dangerous to pull in only 4 cavalry archers here, even though they're working kind of as meat shield for the Mangonel. But Lightcørbo gets a few pickoffs here, and he gets another cavalry archer. I don't think he's gonna allow Mangonel hits here. No, he dodges. Another dodge, nice splits, but it also moves him closer to the cavalry archers. So there's so Wade gets some kills here. 52, 53 to 49 now. And Wade needs to be careful on his stoner. These are weak as well. So 1, 2, 3. Bang! Dead villagers. So now military count down to 4 for Wade. That's bad news. He needs to stock up again. And Wade is also off both wood and stone here because of the raids. But he could still. Lightcørbo seems to have a lot more resources backed, I think. Skirms could be a play. Lightcørbo is actually here late now. That's bad news for Wade with the military numbers taken into consideration. Even some villagers going forward here now. What's their plan? Are they building some forward siege? Looks like he wanted to even drop a castle, but that's ambitious with only 4 villagers. But when the opponent doesn't have much army, then it's suddenly okay. Some barracks instead. So and a defensive castle. Okay, will we be seeing Eagles then? Yes, we will. So Wade is sticking to the archer line, so Eagles is not a bad idea at all. It's a great raiding unit as well. So but now Wade secures this hill with the castle, and it will cover a bit of his eco down here as well and protect it. Lightcørbo could drop another castle actually. He's dropping birds. What's his upgrades like for the... Alright, he's got all the armor. And I don't think he has the attack upgrades yet. So it's 6 barracks up now, and his army numbers are just gonna rise. He's getting elite eagle warrior. And Wade is likely... well, he could kick Imperial very soon. There we go. So Wade's seriously behind in military numbers, unfortunately. That's he needs to produce a lot more. Maybe yeah, he's struggling with wood. He should be placing more production buildings, I think. And right now doesn't really have an answer to Eagles either, because he hasn't been producing knights. He doesn't really have much army, and TC Fire alone isn't gonna do much. Maybe some quick wall here could help a bit, like in here, and prevent the raids, or at least block their path a bit, but now he's gonna take huge losses to these elite leader warriors. Idle 50 idles away now. That's disaster for his production, because his eco behind now isn't really the strongest. He's getting armor for Nightline, but I think this is just too much. It's 46 to 8 military now, and the Eagles here will just roam around, pause idle time, block the production, and I think maybe we're looking at the GG moment very soon. Lightcørbo also succeeds in taking map control here. So many idles, even though the village count is pretty much the same still, although it's decreasing. Wild time. There's a raid going on the other side, so Wade takes his opponent off gold on this side. But once there come some eagles going this direction, look at this, how much archer fire they can tank. So they might even actually clean up this with only a few eagles. Forward castle now. This is the you can give up castle. It could have been even more forward actually. But who cares? Lightcørbo knows by now that this is his game, so he's just likely just waiting for the GG at this moment. If the military count is 49 to 48 to 4, and population's almost triple for Lightcørbo. Not to mention the eco, which is just producing. So he can really be wasteful with his army now, because he's preventing his opponent from producing. Maybe he sends a little raid in the area even, picks up these farmers. Insane Aztecs player. Yeah, I think it's a Smurf account. He's too good for his bracket. Right, so that brings the set to 1-0. I'm gonna have a quick look at the stats first, actually. Aztecs obviously very strong still on overall, and on maps like Arabia, which are sometimes hard to wall. There could be a real pain in the ass playing against. But Wade also didn't take full advantage of being Huns, I think, with their mobility and not needing to build houses, so you can just go forward and not think about the house bit, and you also save wood for the game from making houses. But he was being outmassed in army and outboomed as well, so then it's tough to handle the raids that come in. So we'll be moving on to Wade's home map, which is Serengeti. And I think we will be seeing a tactic from Lightcørbo that I'm almost afraid to show, but which is, according to Lightcørbo, very effective. No spoilers, of course. I'm just gonna add the civ command again, and then we go. So, hopping on to game 2. I'm seeing Serengeti, another classic map that's been around for a while. It's also been in a ranked pool recently, but look at this. Lightcørbo dropping a barracks immediately. as Lithuanians. You can do that because you start with extra food and could effectively release militia right away. There is always a risk of being housed because of this, because you want to keep your production up, but Lightcørbo now already has 2 villagers on wood here because it doesn't need them on food from the very beginning. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. So here's Wade on his side. His Serengeti is always difficult to wall, but he has some decent woodlands to use to his advantage here, walling wise. And Lightcørbo on his side also maybe a bit more open overall in these 2 sections, but he does have a back woodland, back stone. Golds forward could be an issue, but he's already moving forward to do some damage here with militia going forward at the 2nd minute. Now, has he found his opponent? That's crucial for this strategy, and he hasn't, but he's scouting this side of the scout and he's sending militia in another direction just to make sure he finds his opponent as quickly as possible. So let's see here. He's about to see some zebras here. Also impressive that Lightcørbo keeps production going as he's keeping the same bill count, but look at this. Die, zebra! You sneaky, sneaky lamer boy. It's the first time I've seen angry housewives hunt zebras. And Wade is probably going to be a bit pissed off now when he sees his hunt being taken down. Lightcørbo could actually even have blocked the elephant there, but he's killing all the zebras, taking his hunt. Oh, but that's not good. TC fire. But he's already removed his opponent's zebras. There's only 1 left there, and there's of course some hunt in the back here, but seeing as you only have 1 elephant on Serengeti, this is just really bad damage. Wade will likely suffer idle time very soon because of this. There's a 35 food, he's gonna sustain from the elephant for a while here, but kicking up, he will need to dispose his resources very smartly. Did he get the last zebra as well? Oh boy. So now he's probably, Lightcørbo is probably scouting for the ostriches as well. And he could stop the lumber camp. Let's see, in his point of view. Yeah. Oh, it's a house actually, it's not a lumber camp. Never mind. Oh, and he's found the ostriches. So there's not gonna be any food for Wade. But being so active forward in the early game that takes it toll on your production back home. Lightcørbo is down on 3 villagers, but that from the laming of his own opponent, he's effectively removed. Like, if he gets these 2 ostriches, he's removed 1000 food from his opponent, which is kind of ridiculous. There we go. And there goes the last ostrich. So that means Wade he has placed farms already. And he's likely going more heavy on the berries as well, just to simply to be able to click up at all. I have to say it's refreshing to see a Serengeti matchup that isn't Mongol's Mirror or only cab civs only. So we have Britons versus Lithuanians, so only one of the 2 is a cab civ. But Britons being heavily... Imagine being Huns here now and have all of your hunt. Or being Mongols maybe, especially having all of your hunt just slaughtered away like that. The militia will go down, the scout might be saved. Maybe save the militia as well, but they're very low HP, but they can serve as scouts. Wade probably doesn't know. Okay, so he has found Niklas's base now. Actually, Niklas hasn't taken his hunt himself, so or Lightcørbo hasn't taken the hunt himself, so Wade could actually return the favor here and send some army forward to deal with the hunt.
Grayton?
Ready.
Final bit more on timer, but Wade has adapted nicely, I must say. He has the ability. He is going to be in feudal first. He is on gold, so he will be able to get archers out. And he's found the core resources here, so. There's the archery range. What's the eco situation like? Both of them are kind of the same on food and gold count, so as it looks now, neither of them will be hitting Castle Age anytime soon, so this should be a window for Wade to do some damage with archers and maybe get back into position. Lightcørbo adding an archer into his own. I'm assuming this is mainly for defensive skirms, because when you're against Britons, you just know you have to expect archers. So Wade still military lead now is 3 military and villagers as well. He's 3 villagers ahead. His eco should. I mean, it's gonna take him a while to assemble the food to go to Castle Age, I think, because the berries are running out. He'll need to farm more, but he can stay in feudal for a while and pump at archers, because he does have more villagers working. And let's see, it's actually has his scout on patrol next to Lightcørbo's archery range, just to see what comes out, or to maybe get a few free hits in on skirm if it goes out. But here's the spear that will handle Wade's scout if he's not careful here. Oh, good reaction there.
Ready.
So 8 on gold, 12 on wood for Wade. I think he would, yeah, there's 14 on wood. I was going to say he would benefit from having even more wood to have sustained production. He even has fletching in, and considering being behind in food, it's nice to see him prioritizing. But look at these numbers, they will melt to 6 skirms here, unfortunately. That's a forward that won't do much for Wade, unfortunately. Oh, teleported scout. Oh, the trap. There's no way out for these archers now. So that's 6 archer kills for free for Lightcørbo right there. Good awareness, of course, we can always replenish. But when you're not able to hurt your opponent, that's kind of a big deal when you're going forward. It was, I guess Wade thought that was the only place he could hit and take out some villagers, but there were just too many skirms to deal with. Lightcørbo has the food count much higher than the Wade at the moment, so if he ceases production for a bit, he will be the first one to reach gas stage, I think. Wade is farming now, is 8 farms now, 9 if he reseeds this one, and is walling off a bit. Even a preemptive defensive tower for Wade. Maybe he's worried the skirms will go forward, but I think he should be more concerned about cavalry for a time, although Lightcørbo doesn't have any stables yet. There's castle edge clicked for Lightcørbo, and Wade still miles away resource-wise. Looking for opening, looking for holes or ways to get in, but it's just too far away. Oh, almost gets a villager here. Gets a spear, but there's the skirms again. Wade needs more numbers to take any fights here. Another archer range, a third archer range. Suggest really that Wade will be staying in feudal even more, but try to go for army numbers. He's slowly getting there food-wise, so these archers are making the most of it, but they are forced away. I think this is, yeah, Scout will die to spears as well. The military count is the same though, but that means that's there's 10 archers against at least 7 skirms then. I think Lightcørbo also has a more grasp of the map in general. He's using his initial scout to cover terrain and find resources. I think Wade had the potential to click up there. Unless he, yeah, as a Smith. He was very close to 800, but I think he added some more armies that now he's idling, completely idling. Skirms thing, and there's the castle fleet. I was of course looking at the wrong resources here. Thought it was still on Wade's point of view, but now he's up. Wade's base pretty safe from cavalry attack for now. Lightcørbo didn't go for any of the relics yet, but that's surely just a matter of time. This is Lithuanian, he wants to get the relics ASAP before his opponent gets snag in. Knights coming forward now. Only +1 defense, but these are feudal age archers for now, so Wade should preserve his numbers as best he can, because in these kinds of numbers they could defend these. Oh no, there's a hole. Oh, that sucks for Wade. I think he didn't expect that. I guess he's forced to use his army. At least he's fighting under TC, so he gets 1 or 2 knights out here. And he will be able to afford crossbow once he is up to gun stage, which he is now. So there's the crossbow upgrade. I think you shouldn't pursue now, just in case. You don't want to lose numbers before you have crossbow kicked in. So he has already the equivalent of Vodkin arrow because of range strikes, because of the written range bonus. So, but he's getting it anyway to have even 1 more range. Going forward now, what's the... Yeah, crossbow again. This is quite a few knights though. Could be bad news. He needs to take a heal or something. And not spread them out. So if Lightcørbo orders knights, oh, there's even an opening here as well. Yeah, that's the thing with Serengeti is so hard to see whether you are open or not through these wood knights. So you could get the, you could think that you are full wall and then in fact you are not. Didn't counter quite a life though. And also in army numbers, but Lightcørbo with a lot more in kills overall. And this still is history. Crossbows can get some nice hits and nice here, but now this is gonna be well, it's gonna get value from the hit and run, and but oh, then that probably backs off actually. Realize this is not a fight worth taking. So it even has the good ledge armor upgrade for the crossbows, so it's harder for the knights to get the kills in. Still no relics collected for Lightcørbo, but he knows he is probably in ahead. He is on a 3 TC boom, he has 64 villagers. And this crossbow will be intercepted. No, no! It's even shooting. Let's just keep running. So if that was obviously not a patrol move, because even if it was, then I would have taken out that crossbow. I'm just hitting some houses just to be annoying here. Wade taking a good fight against field edge crossbows here. Kings the map with only one casualty, and now Lightcørbo is forced to garrison and has some idle time forced upon him. You see that there's no ballistics for Wade yet though. But now it's choke point. This is bad news for crossbows here. But it looks like the knights aren't attacking. You should be sending them if you patrol them in or something, and they just don't attack. But the crossbows are cleaned up, and Wade is forced yet again to stock up his numbers. It's 47 to 36 KD for Lightcørbo now. But also eco lead for Lightcørbo, which he has kept more or less the whole game, I would say. Look at. So now 20 military for Wade is added pikes, yeah, I was gonna say. But they don't. They have one defense, looks like. And forces knights back. Lightcørbo needs to wait for more numbers, and he also needs an answer to the pikes now. So maybe he will add some more. Add something against the pikes as well, like more skirms or. So forward for Wade here now, but the pikeman should be in front if he wants to take this engagement. He's losing numbers again. This is a fight Lightcørbo would take even with knights only. because the pikemen only have 1 armor and there aren't too many crossbows to back up. But I think he will clean up the numbers once again. Still good movement from Wade, getting in as much hits as he can, but he's falling behind in military numbers again. Even though the military count is more or less the same, the knights obviously have more HP. So. Military for Lightcørbo and 4 for Wade, so Lightcørbo is just not pushing all the... He hasn't gone for any raids or anything, even though he could probably run around here and pick off some farmers or something, but he's forcing Wade to reproduce military the whole time, and now also casting the heal here. He could add like this or just protect the area and make the advancement for crossbows even more complicated because they would have to run around in either direction. Now Raid is in here, like Lightcørbo with 100 plus villagers and Wade at 80 but losing. KD is pretty devastating in Wade's eyes now. He's lost twice as many units as Lightcørbo. But since Lightcørbo has gone mostly for knights, that's also eco-wise a larger investment for him, so it's not the worst turnover overall. Adding a castle as well now. Wade seems a bit impatient with his forward. This might just be a scouting move, I guess, to see if there's something on the hill here, but get some hits in, but then he will also reveal his castle being built, and this is only 7 villagers for now, so if Lightcørbo... Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of army himself either, so his castle will go up, I guess, but... Now some villagers going... Where are these guys going? They're going for the gold! Okay. So Lightcørbo doesn't know that Wade is here. But he is able to drop a castle. If he wishes to. Hello! What's going on? A little bit of villager fighting here. But the camp is going up. It has to go up. I think this is more hurtful for Wade than for Lightcørbo. Lightcørbo hitting Imperial Age has a solid eco for pretty much everything now. His military is about the same count as Wade's, but he is sort of backing away from the gold here for now. But now monks are coming out and going for relics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relics total. And there's the forward castle on Wade's TC. I believe it will go up because there's a lot of builders here and also knights to defend it. So Wade's gonna have a hard time denying this. And once again, Lightcørbo is taking out Wade's army. And the GG is called. So it did go to Imp, but it turned out to be Lightcørbo's game in the end. So Wade is probably not very happy about the opening of the game being run into by Lithuanians militia at the fourth game that's losing always hunt. So okay, anyway, I actually took out quite a few of Lightcørbo's knights and army, but economically he was somewhat behind, and the village count in the end was 30 in the difference. And uptimes, of course, with the hunt missing, you're very much behind in food, so it's hard to keep up with uptimes and production, military production at the same time. So I could do one more cast. I'm gonna hide the screen just to hide some spoilers here. And see who we will cast next. Now we have Lightcørbo. I actually have another set of him to cast, but I think that will be some other day, so we get different players in. So let's see here. So I think we will move into a more recent game. I think it was played already earlier today, actually. It's June 10th, yeah. I'm gonna update the scoreboard here. You made it up yourself, okay. He said genius to me. Wow. Right. Moving on to the next set. This is a Group A match. This is first game Arabia between Knutan96 in the red, playing as Magyars, and Christian on the blue, playing as Mayans. So kind of open, but nice map still for Christian here, because there's all three of his goals in the back. And lucky guy should be able to close off the sides somewhat easily. And then there's only the stones that are kind of exposed, so if he's restricted to a tower rush, he's in trouble because his stones can be easily denied, but that's not the most likely strategies to suffer from Magyars. So moving on to Knutan's side, he has the forward stones and golds here, main gold forward, and two side golds here, so at least a good wall off the sides here, and his golds should be kind of safe, maybe. But not the greatest map for Knutan as compared to his opponent with all three of his golds at home. So Christian has been playing mines on some other games as well. He tends to go straight archers, I believe, not necessarily any militia opening. So the production is quite similar for now. I'm gonna fast forward a bit and see what we will see coming in the village. So it's 3 on wood for Knutan, usually suggesting a scouts opening. But Knutan has been playing archers a lot in some of his games. I think he's just the kind of player who's good at adapting his strategies to the civs and the strategies his opponent is going for. So 21 pop, Knutan will go for a 21 pop loom scout rush. And Christian is walling off. I think he's gonna be able to wall everything in time actually, so scouts opening won't really do much here. He did wall his villager out though, that's not ideal, unless he means to use this guy as forward in some way. There's the Knutan Scout, but in Feudal Age he gets the free attack upgrade, so this Eagle Scout is history. So Christian, he walled out his builder, so I think he's just going to use that for some kind of forward or something. Or even as a scout. So, but that looks like it's full walled here, there shouldn't be any openings, so if Knutan scouts this in time, he probably won't be making the scouts for the opening at all, but he has them in queue. Did he scout his opponent? Let's see. He actually doesn't know where his opponent is, but now he spots the house, this is the base. He might assume there's still an opening, so he keeps scout production up. And Christian is dropping the barracks right now, so that's one thing that could have maybe been useful for Christian earlier, to drop the barracks while advancing to Feudal Age, because then you could go for the archers straight away. But look at this, stone walls going up right away. Maybe it's a fast castle we're seeing from Christian here, after all. Lions just growing stronger throughout the game with their eco bonus and later options, so certainly not a bad idea to secure yourself. It does cost a lot of stone, but he already has his stone mined up as well, so maybe he's even considering going for the plumed archers here. There is a potential hole between if this palisade goes down between here that is kind of invisible, but looks okay. Knutan has a villager idle by his walling. He's not full walled for now, but he's probably not stressing it either because he sees that his opponent is full walled here. So there's just a few stone walls to complete here, and then Christian is fine. But you're also restraining yourself a lot by walling like this. There's not really a gate in the opening anywhere, nowhere for him to go, but he has a sneaky forward here with the barracks to the side. And he actually doesn't know where his opponent is, so he might be assuming his opponent is in around this area because he saw the gold here. But the neutral golds are only 3 tiles, so it means that your opponent is likely further away. It's not range. Could maybe produce scout or something from here just to get to see where his opponent is base is. So normal scouts for Knutan is just expanding his economy, his farm count. It looks like he will be aiming for Castle Age soon. He is not on gold yet. Is that the gold mine? Yeah, it's a mine cap. Kind of a weird position. It's like easily reached by archers from here. If you had it here instead, it would be more difficult to access. But he's probably stressed out a bit, missing a bit of gold to click up. I think he used this market to get up to 200 gold. Christian is really making his little side base down there. So, I mean, why not just use the villager to construct houses and other things when you accidentally walled him out? Or maybe it was even on purpose to do something like this, I don't know. So Eagle Scouts coming out now. I'm not sure if that's the ideal play when he can of course use them to scout the map. But he's adding even more, and for Magyars with both infantry and cavalry getting the free +2 attack in Castle Age, that's gonna be really bad if it comes to an engagement with units. So Watcher range is for Knutan as well. Is he going for the Cav Watchers maybe in Castle Age? Could of course be crossbows as well. Let's see, Christian, okay, he's kind of stuck in feudal areas, missing a lot of food to click up. He's getting some army numbers, and the eagles here, that he's maybe hoping to get some raids in. It's still open on this side actually, so it's not too bad of an idea overall, but that means that he has to get in here, and this is just a little small spot left to wall, and then Knutan will just block the scouts out. Okay, he stops. Probably a bit frustrated by now that he still has not found his opponent. And there might be business to attend to at home as well. He's adding the market now. Has quite a lot on gold, so he can use the gold to adjust here. But is the that's the bug, isn't it? Go walking through buildings, so he can't get in. He just kind of looks like he's walking right through it. But he's open up on this side. But Knutan is now adding his second TC, so it's going to be tough for even for a few eagles to get some damage in here. They aren't upgraded at all either, so they might even die to Cav Archer fire here. Still can take a few shots, but they won't be allowed to get close enough to deal any real damage, I think. And Knutan's army is going. Christian still not up, he's missing some food. He could adjust with the market now. He's went for the stone as well instead, so he probably aiming to get a castle up or something. A bit unbalanced eco here for Christian. He could sell some wood now to adjust if needed. Gold for more archers, for example. He's only producing from one range stone. So looks like he's waiting for the last bit of stone to get gas lab for the plumed archers, or simply just defense. Now he's expecting more rages. That's good. He's added lots of skirts as well, because now he knows his opponent is going for the cab archers. So military counts not too uneven, but Knutan's army is definitely on the stronger side. He has the gas stage upgrades, and he's fighting. He will maybe actually get some, if he engages here, he could get some good kills before these guys could be upgraded. And I think he's trying to find the weak spot here, and Christian really shouldn't engage this, and should rather just put up another house or something and delay the forward here. Their population is quite the same, so they're yeah, still only 2 TCs for Knutan. So, and Christian with his extended fuel age, he was producing from his TC a lot longer. So he's approaching gas stage now. I think Knutan should have tried to find some place here. He could still hit the woodline here. He could pick off some army here. And Christian is adding more Eagle Scouts down in the corner there. So nice little sneaky side base there. But it's an investment, costs lots of gold especially. So it will affect your production otherwise. It costs food and gold to make Eagle Scouts, so it means it will delay your boom production. Here's the second TC for Christian though. So he's gonna maybe catch up a little bit in army numbers, but really he needs to go forward soon as well, I think. Knutan is wisely just camping out on the hill here and ready to take a fight with the hill advantage if need be. And here's the castle from Christian. It's good castle, I think. It's protects his TCs and farming areas. He is sort of blocking his woodland here, but the range should protect the stones as well. And Knutan actually scouts Christian's side base now. So, but these now there's even really enough if these had been Eagle Warriors and not Eagle Scouts, and with upgrades they could have taken a fight here. This is probably kind of peculiar for Knutan to realize that this enemy has a small base just down in the corner. And Christian bringing out now, it's just oh, he didn't find his second boar. Okay, that explains his fuel age actually being kind of slow compared to his opponent. He's moving forward. Let's see. There's all these skirts. No, there's archers. Okay. So no crossbow upgrade for Christian. And for now, just standing here. Because you can't see it. Oh, he doesn't actually. So, but now he should be... Okay, he must have seen it because he has a siege workshop coming up. So, Christian has the army numbers. He should really upgrade the spears as well, because when you're floating different kinds of units like this, it's you can't really upgrade them all at this stage. You need to choose. These are all fuel age units actually, but these are quite large numbers, so maybe he could do some damage after all. He needs to be very careful with Mango though. But the skirms will handle it, not at any cost. There's lots of numbers here, but at least he takes out one Mango now. Then it counts now back to even-ish, but of course we can with much stronger army. Also bringing the relics now for the extra gold. And he left some cav archers down here just to annoy some houses and production here, and this doesn't look good for Christian at the moment. KD 48 to 12 for Knutan now, so already a huge difference there. A huge difference in population as well. Knutan with his 3, now 4 PCs. No, is it 3? I think it's 3. And Christian with only 2 TCs. Less production overall. So still a bit to go for Knutan to pick up the Imperial Age. Christian is got a nice stable eco here, is producing the archers. Could be for massing them that it will be better to garrison inside the castle. So it stops the knights from entering the base in the gate there. Now the cav archers are out, they can. It's really, yeah, they could get this wood line maybe. But then there was skirms here to prevent it, so maybe Christian could consider elite skirm at this point, since he knows there are cav archers out on the field, and there's some siege here as well, and more cavalry archers. Looks like a tough spot for Christian to get back on this. Some stray builders again. Maybe planting aside forward here. That's town center of the wood line, okay. Now Christian's getting elite skirm, he's getting pikeman, yeah. And it's also producing from 2 soon to be 3 TCs. So you might be able to catch up a bit in eco here, but let's look at Knutan's eco again. He's only now missing a bit of food, even if you didn't use the market to adjust now if you want to get up quicker. But he has huge military numbers out in the field already, so if it comes to a fight now, he is able to take it. I think Christian would benefit from another lumber camp or 2 here to increase efficiency of production here as well. Same goes for this corner, that it would relocate one lumber camp to, maybe not too close to the wall of course, but closer to the woodland here instead of like this. It's, so Knutan now with 52 military. I think he's also brought back his cav archers from down the corner here. He's bringing in relic number 3, 4, 5. Now he's getting all of the relics, so he's gonna have a huge gold income difference there because of that. Now placing a castle on the hill here, making forwards for Christian a bit harder because he needs to pass through this area for the shortest route over to his enemy. But he's also adding barracks in this corner, so looks like Christian wants to go for the raid. Christian though doesn't really know what his opponent is up with, doesn't know about the castle, doesn't know about the army in the middle here. And Knutan is well on the way to Imperial Age now. Even expanded to this corner to farm and wall out the sides to secure. I think he's going for the neutral wall now. So we see from the red here that it's already taken a lot of map control. But Christian is having army on this wall as well, so this army can definitely put up a fight against the cav archers, maybe even knights. There's another forward castle from Knutan. That might be denied for a little bit, even with this castle behind it. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, the villagers go down, but Christian will lose to Castle Fire here and also to the combinable bonus here, so having skirms and good archers here, yeah, you might see 11 fault. We didn't really expect these army numbers here, and he goes to the GG. So, probably felt like he was ready to go for the forward now, and doesn't really know what his opponent has been doing or is up to. So maybe he thought that, well, nice, maybe just moving at all, not really preparing anything. But then there's the castle, and another castle coming up, and huge army on the hill, and 97 to 19 with the total KD in the end. So now let's move on to game 2 between these guys. I'm just gonna get the score tab here. It's a 1-0 for Knutan. The next map we have is Plains. So here we go. Plains, same style map as Arabia, as all the StarCraft maps are, but much more scattered resources. You have to venture to the sides to find the woodlands, like you see here, and it's generally very open. You could more or less just forget about moving here. So looking at what are you doing, Burtik? Looking at Christian's base here, so 3 forward stones. Side main gold, and I think if this is his secondary gold, it's really far in the back. Knutan, kind of the same situation. This would be easier to secure though, but the woodlands of course will run out, and you would need to pay attention to overchops and stuff. So just going to do a fast forward here. Not so much happening at this stage of the game. We're both just doing a bit of scouting now, getting intel on the resources. And I'm curious to see the Inca opening here if he's going for the early feudal town rush, because that is certainly an option. Bringing in the second war, he will, but he's producing more builds, so maybe it's not done a whole thing. But there's only 2 on wood, so, and he's going to stone, okay. So, the Inca town rush, will he add villagers as well, I wonder? He's going for a feudal age. And now it's, oh, he even names a sheep. So Christian wants revenge from the first game here. Knutan scouts him, sees 3 on stone, only 3 though. And there's the blacksmith, so he's going for the Inca villager rush here. villager and towers. Here's the first tower on Knutan96. But Knutan, with the awareness, knowing what his opponent is going for, he's already on stone himself. And he's also on gold, and taking strategies for wood to add archers against the Inca villagers. So, and Christian from his forward now is getting housed because there's much to focus on the forward. And both these towers will go up. Certainly causing idle time here now, but that goes for Christian at his, with his forward as well. He has 6 idle villagers now. He can afford more towers as well, so I think he should just see if he is able to deny his opponent from stone. If he manages to get the tower up here, for example, it will block both golds and stones here. But it's certainly keeping his opponent busy. He's on adding a market, probably to balance his resources a bit. He's quite low on resources at the moment, but he's producing archers. He has archers here as well. Saracen archers, they could also move forward and disrupt Christian at home. And he has found the woodland on the side here, so he's actually taking wood safely for the moment. Christian's sending even more villagers forward here. They do have the defense upgrade and the attack upgrade actually. So they're basically working infantry here. I think this defensive tower will go down, and Knutan is out of stone for the moment. Is putting up a preemptive defensive tower on this gold and stone here now. Christian doing a nice forward there, idling his opponent bit. I think he has, unless this is suspected the bug, he does know that there is a woodland being taken here, so I think he should aim for that as well. But let's see how it goes. Okay, he's denying the back gold, which is kind of nice, because I think his opponent can't see this right now. That tower is invisible, so if he now puts another tower here after that, he's denying Knutan of stone, another stone. There's even a third stone here that needs to be denied. Looks like Christian wants to deny the woodland now. This is a bit too far for the stone, I think. So it remains to be seen. But Knutan still can't see this tower, so if there's a third tower coming here after this one, then the villagers will be very nicely defended. It's don't think I agree with keeping all of these villagers idle inside the towers. But it is now though. Let's see. Only 3 towers with goes for the stone as well. So now two stones are effectively denied. But Knutan is Saracens and he's heavy on gold. He can use the market as economy booster here to use the gold to get the resources he needs for other stuff. So lots of island villagers both, but Christian is forward with a lot of them, so Knutan should be able to produce more. Christian is even idle at home as well. He's probably not having he doesn't have a lot of food, he can't really produce, and now Knutan is forward on him, but he beats back a little bit here. He really needs to address the side base situation here though. maybe also choose to retarget here. So there are the villagers. Christian is playing well indeed, but he seems to struggle to keep up with it at home, which makes sense when you're forward like this. No, I don't think I've seen Knutan struggle match yet. So now Christian needs to abandon this tower, which is certainly annoying his opponent a lot. It's oh, look at this, there's a tower coming on the woodline as well, but unfortunately Knutan is out with archers to deny it here, this time around. So that's the thing that can be done with Saracens, but not as easily with other civs, since they have the market bonus. That's good from Knutan, but I think he's also really lucky, or not lucky, but good for him to be Saracens in order to... Because at one point his food was denied here, and also that stone, but he went further down here, but he went rather quickly with more builds to gold to get the gold income and to be able to use it to the market. So look, he can even click trade his way to Castle Age soon if he wants to. But the scores are still pretty even. KDs are in Knutan's favor. But the biggest issue with going forward like this is you want to keep up at home. You see Christian seeding a lot of farms now, and his eco is undeniably weaker than his opponents. And look at Knutan garrisoning an archer inside the tower, so he doesn't need to idle as much villagers. Very nice match so far. I mean, Knutan has been forced on defensive. He could send these guys forward now. I think unless he wants to keep them as a preemptive measure. But this is the key here, to keep this woodland working. Not being idle is a little bit here as well, but at one point Knutan's main income was the gold, so. But it has to be said, there's also a 200-300 elo gap between this player. Christian is like in 1050-ish range, I think, and Knutan is more like in the 1300s, so this is very, very good work from Christian, these things considered. Christian is expanding a bit, he's going for a woodline here maybe, or something. So villager count, 8 villager lead for Knutan now. He has a lot of military as well, he's going forward now, and that could be very bad news for Christian now. I wonder if Christian has forgotten about these villagers. So nice defensive tower there from Christian, because it keeps the archers from attacking his farmers. But now Knutan is up to Castle Age, and once he gets to crossbow, it's going to be really tough for Christian, who is likely nowhere near. Okay, he's not that far away from picking up, but I think he may need another building as well to pick up, and he's sort of low on wood. Knutan sends villagers down to batter down these towers and regain his resources. There are 5 villagers here that could have done more, maybe a tower of farms or something near the TC to... Actually, that's something Christian could have done potentially earlier, to extend the towers towards the TC to prevent farming like this, or make it more difficult. But now Knutan is in a good spot. Christian should be clicking up as well soon as he get his second building up needed for clicking up. He may have forgotten about it, but there is the market. Another villager goes down. The Inca villagers are strong, but they can't fight archers and villagers themselves. Like, Knutan is going for even more gold here, and is just really gonna take advantage of this market abuse. Now he's in cast age, he's getting crossbow, and he'll have 9 crossbows forward ready to launch. He's also getting Botkin arrow, so he'll have more range and should be able to cripple his opponent to his quite defenseless at home at the moment, except for 1 tower. I'm a bit wondering why Knutan isn't taking the opportunity now to hit his opponent at home. He's more or less cleaned up all of the aggression here now. He wants to wait for even more numbers. Those are Saracen archers, so they are bonus versus buildings as well. And he's producing from 3 ranges now. I think he wants to take out the towers for good first, which means Christian will lose another 5 villagers from here as well. But Christian is using Castlage now, is adding eagles, which has very good raiding potential, but and also would do well against archers once he gets Eagle Warrior in, but Saracens melt buildings, and this tower will go down as well with the villagers in it. I think we will see the villagers maybe getting 1 crossbow out here, but they will definitely go down here. And now I think we will be seeing Knutan going forward. He will run into quite a few eagles here. Okay, yeah, he's waiting for more numbers, and then he will charge against the enemy. So Eagle Warrior is about to get in. No, even more. He's going for really going for the siege archers here. He wants the numbers to shoot down buildings really quickly. Could be that he's thrown off by the whole beginning as well, being forced into the defensive towers, forced onto gold and market abuse, and really couldn't play the game as he wanted to. I think he actually assumes that his opponent is taking the back gold here. No, he doesn't know the gold, never mind. He's trying to find a way in. Sneaking around this tower, and now is the moment where he will potentially do a lot of damage. Christian is getting his eagle numbers up though. He's pretty far behind the score, and if he's taking off gold, it's gonna make eagle production harder as well. Yeah, he's going for the gold. Okay, Knutan chooses to try and take out the market first, I think, and he's even sending even more archers in. That's interesting. that Christian hasn't revealed that he's... why is he bikering the market? Good question. He wanted a better angle, you know. But market is out. Maybe not the worst move. Maybe he was thinking that Christian was so heavily on gold to abuse the market. But there's more eagles being added here, and if they have the upgrades, which they do, missing +1 attack, but they have the defense. So they, I think this is the moment he should take the fight before Knutan can send in the rest of his archers. Here we go. So he's chasing for his woodland. Now there's actually a TC and tower at Christian's woodland here. Very nice defense. Means the archers can't really engage without taking damage themselves. And the eagles are doing nice work here, even with a cluster like this. They are getting hits in. I don't think they will clean up. So that's lots of archers lost for Knutan there. The KD is very in Christian's favor now, but the eco is much stronger for Knutan, who is also approaching it very soon. It's bad news for him losing all his crossbows at this point, otherwise he would be having twice as many arbalest once he gets the upgrades in, but he's producing from 3 ranges. And if he's not careful, he will lose more numbers here. So Knutan adding more ranges. Looks like he's going to be able to afford a castle eventually as well. And the eagles are diminishing in numbers now, because there's a limit to how many archers they can take on. If they another attack upgrade would have benefited a lot, but now 7 rangers, all producing actually. So this is trying a last tower here, but there's the GG. So GG, well played. A nice another towers game on plains. So always annoying to defend against tower rushes, and especially on such an open map. It was, if the map's generations had been a bit different with forward stones, all forward stones for Knutan, and I think Christian would have done very well with this tower forward. So the EU switch worked out very nice for a while, but with being behind in eco, you can't afford to lose numbers in the same way, so you need to really be patient with your numbers and judge whether to take the fight or not. So the set ends 2-0 for Knutan. So there we go. I think that's it for today, and thank you for watching. I'll be casting more some other time as it fits in with the schedule.